What is cybersecurity from a developer point of view? Revenge of the cyber criminals. What is cybersecurity from a developer point of view? Revenge of the criminals. Cyber criminals. Individuals or members of an organized crime group with a goal of a financial reward. Their activities may include identity theft, theft of financial credentials, corporate espionage, data theft, data ransomware. Typically, they are young, often Eastern European, Russian, or Southeast Asian hackers who do business on the web. They meet in the underground forums to trade tips and data and coordinates attacks. And my old, let's see, high school bully was is a Russian. Activists are either individuals usually working as insiders or members of a larger group of outsider attacks who are motivated by social or political causes. They're also known as hacktivists. Skilled levels is often quite low. Aimed of their attacks is often to promote and publicize their cause, typically through website defacing and denial of service attacks, theft and distribute of data that results in negative publicity or compromise of their targets. Other classes of intruders. Hackers with motivations others than those previously listed include classic hackers or crackers who are motivated by technical challenge or by peer group esteem and reputation. Many of those responsible for discovering new categories of buffer overflow vulnerabilities could be regarded as members of that class. Given the wide availability of attack toolkits, there's a pool of hobby hackers using them to explore system and network security. Intruder skill level: apprentice, journeyman, master. Apprentice, hackers with minimal technical skills who primarily use existing attack toolkits. They are likely to compromise the number of attackers, including many criminals and activist attackers. Given their use of existing knowledge, known tools, these attackers are the easiest to defend against. They're also known as script kiddies due to the use of existing scripts or tools. Journeyman, hackers with sufficient technical skills to modify and extend attack toolkits to use newly discovered or purchased vulnerabilities. They may be used to locate new vulnerabilities to exploit those that are similar to already known vulnerabilities. Hackers with such skills are likely found in all intruder classes. Adapt tools for use by others. Masters, hackers with high-level technical skills capable of discovering brand new category vulnerabilities. Write new powerful attack toolkits. Some better known as classical hackers are on this level. Some are employed by state-sponsored organizations. Defending against these hackers is one of the highest difficulties. Example of intrusion: remote root compromise, web server defacement, guessing/cracking passwords, copying databases containing credit card numbers, viewing sensitive data without authorization, running a packet sniffer, distributing pirate software, using an unsecured modem to access internal network, imprisoning an executive to get information, using an unintended workstation. Security intrusion: unauthorized act of bypassing the security mechanism of a system. Unauthorized act of bypassing the security mechanism of a system. Intrusion detectives: a hardware or software function that gathers and analyzes information from various areas within a computer or a network to identify possible security intrusions. Intrusion Detection System, IDS, comprises of three logical components: sensors, collect data, analyzers, determine if the intrusion has occurred, user interface, view output. Example, host-based IDS, HIDS, network-based IDS, NIDS, distributed or hybrid IDS. Host-based IDS, HIDS, monitors the characteristics of a single host for suspicious activity. Network-based IDS monitors network traffic and analyzes network transport and application protocols to identify suspicious activity. Distributed or hybrid IDS combines information from a number of sensors, often both hosted network-based, in a centralized central analyzer that is able to better identify and respond to intrusion activity. Analyst approaches: anomaly detection and signature/heuristic detection. Signature/heuristic approach uses a set of known malicious data patterns or attack rules that are compared with current behavior, also known as misuse detection. Can only identify known attacks for which it has patterns or rules. Anomaly detection involves the collection of data relating to the behavior of legitimate users over a period of time. Current observed behavior is analyzed to determine whether this behavior is that of a legitimate user or that of an intruder. Signature approaches match a large collection of known patterns of malicious data against data stored on a system or in a transit over a network. The signatures need to be large enough to minimize the false alarm rate while still detecting a sufficiently large fraction of malicious data. Widely used in antivirus products, network traffic scanning proxies, and in NIDS. Rule-based heuristic identification involves the use of rules for identifying known penetrations or penetrations that would exploit known weaknesses. Rules can also be defined that identity suspicious behavior even when the behavior is within the bounds of established patterns of usage. Typically, rules used are specific. Snort is an example of a rule-based NIDS. statistical analysis of the observed behavior using univariate, multivariate, or time series models of observed metrics. Knowledge base approaches used an expert system that classifies observed behavior according to a set of rules that models legitimate behavior. Machine learning approaches automatically determines a suitable classification model from the training data using data mining techniques. Host-based intrusion detection (HIDS) adds a specified layer of security software to vulnerabilities or sensitive systems. It can be either anomaly or signature, and heuristic approaches monitors activity to detect specific behavior. Primary purpose is to detect intrusions, log suspicious events, and sends alert. Can detect both external and internal intrusions. Data sources and sensors. A fundamental component of intrusion detection is the sensor that collects data. Common data sources include system call traces, audits, log file records, file integrity checksums, registry access. Intrusion detection techniques. Attacks suitable for signature detection. Attacks suitable for anomaly detection. Attacks suitable for signature detection. Application layer recognizes attacks DNS, FTP, HTTP, and IMC, IRC. Transport layer recognizes attacks UDP, TCP. Network layer recognizes attacks IPv4, IPv6, ICMP, IP spoofing, unexpected application services, host running on an application, policy violation, accessing forbidden websites, installing backlisted apps. Attacks suitable for anomaly detection, denial of service attacks, scanning, and worms. Stateful protocol analysis, subset of anomaly detection that compares observed network traffic against predetermined universal vendors supplied profiles of behind protocol traffic. This distinguishes it from anomaly techniques trained with organization-specific traffic protocols. Understands and tracks networks, transport, and application protocol states to ensure they progress as expected. A key disadvantage is the high resource use it requires. Logging of alerts. Typical information logged by an NIDS sensor includes timestamp, connection or sensor, session ID, event or alert type, rating, network transfer and application layer protocols, source and destination IP addresses, source and destination TCP or ICP ports or ICP types and codes, number of bytes transmitted over the connection, decoded payload data such as application request and response state related information. IETF Intrusion Detection Working Program. Purpose is to define data formats to exchange procedures for sharing information of interest to intrusion detection and response systems and to management systems that may need to interact with them. Intrusion Detection Message Exchange Requirements, RFC 476. A document defines requirements for the intrusion detection method exchange format. IDMEF also specifies requirements for a communication protocol for communicating IDMEF. The Intrusion Detection Message Exchange Format, RAC 476, our document describes a data model to represent information exported by intrusion detection systems and explains the rationale for using this model. An implementation of the data model in the extensible markup language XML is presented. An XML document type definition is developed, and examples are provided. The Intrusion Detection Exchange Protocol, RFC, document describes the Intrusion Detection Exchange Protocol, IDXP, an application-level protocol for exchanging data between intrusion detection and entities. IDXP supports mutual authentication, integrity, and confidentiality over connection-oriented protocol. Honeypots. Decoy systems designed to lure a potential attacker away from critical systems, collect information about attackers' activity, encourage the attacker to stay on the system long enough for administrators to respond. Systems are filled with fabricated information that a legitimate user of the system wouldn't access. Resources that have no production value. Therefore, incoming communication is more likely a probe, scanner attack. Initiated outbound communication suggests that the system has probably been compromised. Honeypot classifications: low interaction honeypot, high interaction honeypot. Low interaction honeypot consists of software package that emulates particular IT services or systems well enough to provide a realistic initial interaction, but does not execute a full version of those services or system. Provides a less realistic target, often sufficient for use as component of a distributed IDS to warn of an imminent attack.
Messerflash.
High interaction honeypot, a real system with a full operating system, services, and applications which are instrumented and deployed where they can be accessed by attackers. It is a more realistic target that may occupy an attacker for an extended period. However, it requires significantly more resources if compromise could be used to initiate attacks on other systems. Snort is a free open source network intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system created in 1998 by Martin, founder and former CTO of SourceFire. Snort is now developed by Cisco, which purchased SnortFire in 2013. The needs for firewalls. Internet connectivity is essential. However, it creates threats effective means of protecting LANs inserted between the premises network and the internet to establish the control. It can be a single computer system or a set of two or more systems working together, used as a perimeter defense. Single choke point to impose security and auditing, insulates the internal systems from external networks. Designs and goals of firewalls. All traffic from inside and outside and vice versa must pass through the firewall. Only authorized traffic are defined by the local security policy will be allowed to pass. The firewall itself is immune to penetration. Firewall access policy. A critical component in the planning and implementation of a firewall is specifying a suitable access policy. This lists the type of traffic authorized to pass through the firewall, includes address range, protocols, applications, and content type. This policy should be developed from an organization's information security risk assessment, and policy should be developed from a broad specification of which traffic types the organization need to support, then refined to detail the filter elements, which then can be implemented within an appropriate firewall topology. Firewall filter characteristics, IP address and protocol values, application protocol, user identity, network activity. IP address and protocol values. These are the types of used by packet filter and stateful inspection firewalls, typically used to limit access to specific values.